What is going on, everybody? Today we're going to analyze the tape of Bryce Huff, the new defensive end that the Philadelphia Eagles brought in. We're going to talk about what this guy showed on tape against the New England Patriots. The Patriots do have their starting right tackle in, and Huff went up against that right tackle in pretty much most of these snaps. And Huff had a phenomenal game in week 2 of the preseason. At the end of this video, we'll also get into just a couple of snaps from the first week of preseason. He really didn't have the same type of impact last week that he had this week. Last week, he did only play like 4 or 5 snaps, so that's probably why. But to start the game, Bryce Huff made that first play, and then on the second play of the game, he made an even better play. Just a great job being able to read this play, recognize what the right tackle here is doing, and to chase it backside and blow it up. This was 2nd and 6, and he essentially gets in there, and he's able to make the tackle. Now, this right tackle for the New England Patriots is going to be their starting right tackle. Okafor was the starting tackle of the Pittsburgh Steelers over the past couple of years, and just because he wasn't able to stay healthy, the Steelers decided to move forward, and they drafted Broderick Jones last year. He is the expected starter for the Patriots, but I love the fact that Bryce Huff on this one does a really, really good job. I mean, look at the feel for this. He understands what the offense is trying to do. He understands that the tackle is trying to throw him upfield. He understands that there's a screen coming to his backside. I love the fact that he's quick enough to be able to turn, run with this tackle, and with that, he essentially blows this play up. He has the containment on the backside of this. To me, it's just a really, really good job by Bryce Huff to be able to come backside, contain this play from the backside. Of course, you got a couple of guys here also coming downhill, and essentially the wide receiver had nowhere to go. And you see Bryce Huff ends up getting in there making play. Just a really, really good, smart football play by Huff. You got another really good play against the run. Huff is going to do a really good job getting off the tight end, and he's going to get in there and end up making the play. Now, this was 3rd and 1. The running back does technically pick up the first down. Huff wasn't able to make the play, but to be fair, it's not his responsibility to make every single play. On this play, he actually has the outside containment. And with that, as he's going to contain the outside, it's the safety's responsibility to come fill this run fit here. And they don't do a terrible job, right? The running back literally picks up half a yard more than he essentially needed. The safety was not able to get there quick enough. But regardless, great job once again by Huff. You see how he's going to be able to leverage this tight end. He does a great job with the hands, and you see him absolutely toss this guy. I mean, that's a beautiful, beautiful wrap. It's powerful as hell as well, right? And I think one of the things with Bryce Huff is he's starting to break out over the past couple of seasons, right? He started to do things. He started to get more snaps. And I think for the Philadelphia Eagles, this guy's going to be a really, really good football player. And he also has some pass rush upside. You know, don't sleep on the fact that Bryce Huff is actually a good pass rusher. Now, he needs to continue to develop his pass rush. One of the moves he's going to go to a lot is going to be the cross chop. He's perfected, in my opinion, the cross chop. And on this one here, you know, he does end up beating the right tackle. It is a little late, and the quarterback does get the ball out. But you can see Huff here. He's going to fake towards the inside. He's going to jump to the outside. The chop doesn't work all that well. You can see the offensive tackle's hands do not get impacted as Bryce Huff chops. But he is able to turn that chop into a rip move right there. He breaks that contact a little late. And then he ends up getting around the tackle. And yes, the quarterback does throw the football. But I suspect there will be plays where the quarterback doesn't get the ball out, as he does on this one. And I suspect those are the opportunities that Bryce Huff will have to get after the quarterback and potentially make a play on the football. Check this one out. You're going to get a tight end to actually pull and lead block for the running back on this one. Not 100% sure if this is a split zone. It does look like that to be. And Huff's going to come downhill and take on the tight end. Now, the play picks up 5 yards. Would have loved for Bryce Huff to be able to bring this down. You know, you get about 2 different guys that end up getting in there. Neither of the guys were able to essentially make the play. And the running back does a good job being able to get out of there. Stevenson's a very, very powerful. Definitely known as a guy that is able to fall forward, carry some guys potentially as well. But I love the fact that Huff is able to come downhill and get physical. And he takes this tight end on. And that right there is exactly what you want to see. You want him to close that gap. You don't want this tight end to essentially make contact with Huff, who, you know, potentially comes upfield a little bit. Tight end comes and ends up hitting Huff out here. And that essentially is going to end up giving this lane to the running back. Instead, what you want is you want Huff to come down. You want him to close this gap here. And in my opinion, this is exactly how you teach this if you're a defensive coach. Really, really good job. Would have loved for him to be able to actually make the tackle. Not a big deal. Let's get into the next snap. Now, Bryce Huff did only play 10 total snaps. And you saw maybe 4 or 5 plays that he ended up making. And there are a lot of plays like this where he drops back into coverage, quarterback rolls the opposite way, or he's the backside player on a zone run to the opposite side. So, he's not going to really make this play right here, but, there were plays like this as well. And we're not going to really get into these. But of the 10 plays, you saw the impact on 5 or 6 of those plays. So imagine when this guy plays 40 or 50 snaps in a game. The guy will have more opportunities to make plays, and that's the type of player the Philadelphia Eagles have brought in. Now, last week against the Baltimore Ravens, he also had 5 total snaps. He didn't really do much, and I think a part of that also comes down to the fact that, the play is away from him, like this one, for example. And then you got a couple more where he's just not really going to be involved. He's not able to really get it going. Only 5 snaps. Sometimes it is hard to really get things going when you're not playing 10, 15, 20 snaps in a game. I think with Huff, that's probably what happened in the games against the Ravens. That's not a knock. I just wanted to kind of point that out because I did see a lot of people posting this on Twitter, talking about Bryce Huff, saying it wasn't a good pickup or whatever it is. Where's the impact? Why is he out there playing in a preseason game? To me, Bryce Huff looks really, really good. I'm excited to watch this guy going into this next season. The Philadelphia Eagles should have a really, really good defensive line. And we'll also check in on the offensive line as well. I do plan to get to a video. I really want to take a look at Tyler Steen and kind of talk about how he's looked to this point. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, consider subscribing, and I will see you guys next time with another video.